Welcome to the True Tomorrows podcast. It's time once again for your weekly science fiction probe into the wildest galactic tales from flash fiction, all presented with that same fun and excitement you get from blockbuster films. This week we've got two stories, both kind of pushing the boundaries of what we consider fundamental, time and reality itself.
Yeah.
Let's jump right in.
Let's do it.
The first flash fiction story you flagged for us is titled The Girl Who Owned Tomorrow.
Okay.
This one really grabbed me with its central concept.
Yeah.
A world where time isn't just something we experience, but a tangible commodity bought, sold, inherited.
Right.
What immediately struck you about this premise?
Well, it's fascinating how it takes something we often consider an abstract and universally shared experience, the passage of time.
Yeah.
And it transforms it into a concrete form of wealth, thereby creating a very literal and stark social divide. Makes you think about the resources we value in our own society and how unequal access to them really shapes our lives. But this story, it amplifies that to an extreme degree.
Absolutely. And at the heart of this world, we've got Beatrice Finch. She's a 15-year-old orphan, living hand-to-mouth, literally bartering minutes for survival.
Wow.
The story paints a pretty grim picture. We've got timed ones living seemingly endless lives, while others age rapidly, a loaf of bread costing an hour, a warm bed 10.
Oh, my goodness.
Beatrice herself has maybe 20 years left. Really makes you consider the preciousness of each moment when it's so clearly quantified like that.
Right. Every second counts in that world.
Yeah, it really does.
Yeah.
Then comes this unbelievable twist. Beatrice inherits a fortune, not of money, but of time.
Oh, wow.
From another Beatrice Finch that she's never known. Years and decades, an incomprehensible amount.
That's incredible.
Can you imagine the psychological shock of going from scraping by for minutes
Yeah.
to suddenly possessing centuries?
Yeah, that would be a complete and total paradigm shift. I mean, talk about an existential crisis.
Right.
It's like winning the lottery. But the prize is a whole different dimension of existence.
Yeah, it really
Yeah.
is. Her first kind of foray into this new reality takes her to the timed quarter. And this is a place of just unimaginable extravagance. Fueled by the endless time of the wealthy, you've got concerts spanning decades,
Wow.
extinct flavors served in restaurants. Yet there's this unsettling detail about the ageless timed ones. They have hungry eyes.
Interesting.
What did you make of that?
It suggests that even an infinite amount of time doesn't necessarily equate to fulfillment or satisfaction. There might be this deeper human yearning that time alone can't really satiate.
Yeah.
Or maybe it hints at a kind of temporal hoarding, an insatiable desire for more, even when one already possesses an abundance of time.
Yeah, and then the danger is so palpable. You've got not just your common thieves, but these sleek men in suits offering to buy her time with these insincere smiles. Her lifetimes are just a commodity to them.
Right.
The lawyer bot even informs her of a burgeoning black market and a looming war over stolen time.
Wow.
Really brutal illustration of how any valuable resource, even life itself, can be exploited.
Yeah, you said it's a bleak picture of what happens when something as fundamental as time becomes a tradable asset.
That's when Myra enters the picture.
Mm-hmm.
She's this non-timed individual with a very determined spirit.
Okay.
And she doesn't offer Beatrice more time, but a way to fight back, the chrono wrench.
Interesting.
This stolen, unstable piece of technology that can actually manipulate time. Sounds incredibly risky, like trying to control a force of nature.
Yeah, you're playing with fire there. Trying to bend time to your will is a dangerous game.
And here's the real kicker. The Beatrice who left the inheritance wasn't just wealthy. She was a radical, aiming to dismantle the entire time-based social order.
Whoa.
So this inheritance isn't just wealth. It's like a time bomb, a catalyst for potential revolution.
Wow, that changes everything.
Do you see that twist coming?
I did not see that coming. It completely reframes the story. What initially appears to be, this stroke of luck for Beatrice is revealed to be a deliberate act with significant political and social implications. It really raises the stakes for her. She's no longer just fighting for her own survival, but carrying the torch of a potentially transformative movement.
So we've got this young woman who's known nothing but struggling for each and every minute, now faced with this monumental decision. Can she have said, with limited experience, borrowed moments, and dangerous tech, spark a revolution?
That's a heavy burden to bear.
The story paints this vivid picture of this rising tension in the timed quarter. The clocks are glowing brighter. The once untouchable timed ones are starting to appear more vulnerable.
Wow, it's like the very fabric of their society is starting to unravel, the balance of power shifting.
And Myra's final words are so impactful. She says, "Time for the world to change, Beatrice.
Mm.
Whether it burns or blooms, that's up to you now."
Chills. That line gives me chills.
It really puts the whole weight of this potential future squarely on her shoulders.
It's a powerful message about individual agency and the potential for even the most marginalized individuals to instigate profound change. It leaves you really pondering the courage required to seize such a moment and the unpredictable consequences that might follow.
That's quite a world to contemplate.
It is.
Okay, for our second science fiction probe this week, you brought us EMCSHT.
Ah, yes. A title that certainly grabs your attention.
That's for sure. This flash fiction story dives into the realm of fundamental reality.
Right.
With a brilliant, shall we say, unconventional clone of Albert Einstein.
Right.
What was your initial reaction to this one?
Well, the audacity of the premise is immediately striking. I mean, cloning Einstein, that's already a wild concept. But then to introduce the idea that this clone might uncover a fundamental flaw in the very fabric of reality. It's a thought experiment on a grand scale, pushing the boundaries of scientific possibility and philosophical inquiry.
Absolutely. And this Al isn't your stereotypical genius in an ivory tower.
Huh?
He's described as a restless, caged tiger in his cramped lab, surrounded by Einstein's equations, which, as it turns out, might have some issues.
Oh.
His key invention is this thing called a quantum gate. For those of us who aren't quantum physicists, what's a basic way to understand what this quantum gate might do?
Sure. Think of it as a device that allows observation or interaction with the most fundamental levels of reality, the quantum realm.
Okay.
In this story, it seems Al's gate is so powerful. It's not just observing, but somehow interacting with reality itself in a way that reveals its underlying structure and perhaps its imperfections.
And those imperfections start showing up as these bizarre glitches.
Like what?
Coffee stains appearing and disappearing.
Huh.
Al suddenly knowing complex molecular structures he hasn't learned.
That's strange.
Whose seemingly small paradoxes start to unravel the very notion of cause and effect.
Yeah, it's unsettling how mundane these initial glitches are, right? Like reality is fraying at the edges, but in these subtle, almost insignificant ways.
Unsurprisingly, the council, this scientific governing body, is not thrilled about this.
Yeah, I can imagine.
They shut down Al's project, citing instability, but it's clear their fear runs deeper. They're afraid his findings might actually be correct and could shatter their whole understanding of the universe.
It speaks to the inherent conservatism that can exist even within scientific institutions. There's often this resistance to paradigms being overturned, even when confronted with compelling evidence. You know, the established understanding provides the sense of order, this predictability, and something that threatens that foundation can be met with, you know, skepticism, even suppression.
But Al, along with Anya, the engineer who built the gate, and Lynn, a former admirer, now witnessing his madness, they go underground, set up a hidden lab, and Al's trying to fix not just the gate, but the universe itself.
The ambitious.
By introducing unpredictability.
That's a bold move.
Which is generally, anathema to scientific inquiry.
Right, it's like the opposite of the scientific method.
It's a pretty radical approach.
It is Al essentially realizes that the deterministic laws they thought governed the universe might actually be the source of the problem. His attempt to inject randomness is a desperate measure, kind of like fighting fire with fire, hoping that introducing chaos might somehow restore balance.
Then Lynn, the grad student, proposes this incredibly risky idea, using Al's unique clone mind as a source of true randomness to interface with the quantum gate.
So you're going to use his brain as a random number generator.
Sounds like it.
That's wild.
Merging organic and quantum elements is presented as highly dangerous.
Yeah, I can see why. You're talking about messing with the very essence of existence.
What were your thoughts on this extreme proposition?
Well, it's clearly a moment of utter desperation, highlighting the gravity of their situation. Lynn's idea, while radical, suggests a recognition that perhaps the solution lies outside the realm of conventional scientific understanding, tapping into something inherently unique and unpredictable about Al's very existence.
What follows is this really intense, almost psychedelic experience of Al merging with the gate. Energy surges the world, dissolving into mathematical equations beyond human comprehension.
Sounds intense.
It's a wild ride for the reader, let alone for Al.
Yeah, that's got to be a mind-blowing experience, literally.
And in that moment, Al understands The flaw isn't in space-time, but in logic itself.
What?
A self-contradictory loop, causing the universe to essentially consume its own code.
So the universe is glitching because of a logical paradox.
That's what it sounds like.
That's a deeply unsettling idea to contemplate.
It really is. It challenges our most fundamental assumption, that the universe operates according to a consistent and coherent set of rules. This idea of a logical flaw at its core suggests an inherent instability, like a cosmic paradox.
Exactly.
Al's solution is equally mind-bending, forcing an answer using these nonsensical, unpredictable elements of his own being.
Okay.
A half-remembered song, a flawed formula, even a memory of spilled soup.
He's using random memories to fix the universe.
It's like trying to debug a cosmic program with human quirks.
That's brilliant and absurd at the same time.
It is. The aftermath is chaotic, the gate is destroyed,
Yeah.
but somehow, unbelievably, the universe stabilizes, albeit with these persistent, smaller glitches.
So they patched reality with nonsense.
It's like they duct taped the universe back together, using the most random bits and pieces they could find.
It's a beautiful irony. The universe, once thought to be governed by these elegant, deterministic laws, is now held together by these little imperfections.
Yeah.
It suggests that maybe these flaws aren't errors, but essential components of a stable reality.
They end up in this dingy bar, fugitives from the very reality they saved.
Hiding from the consequences of their actions.
Lynn asks this really poignant question. So what do we do now? Are we heroes? Saboteurs?
That's the million-dollar question.
It really captures this moral ambiguity of their action.
Right, they averted a potential catastrophe, but they also fundamentally altered the universe in ways they may not fully grasp. The traditional labels of hero or villain don't quite fit their complex situation.
And Al's response is perfect. He contrasts the original Einstein's pursuit of a unified, elegant theory with his own messy reality.
Yeah.
And he says, we fix the glitches one weird paradox at a time.
I like that. It's a much more grounded, almost humble goal.
Yeah, it really is.
Al moves from seeking this grand, unified theory to embracing the inherent strangeness and unpredictability of the universe. It's a reminder that sometimes the most important work is in managing the chaos, rather than eliminating it entirely.
Wow. What incredible thought experiments these slash fiction stories provide.
I know, right?
You've really given us a lot to chew on this week, with these science fiction probes into time as currency and the potential for a flawed reality. Thinking about the girl who owned tomorrow, it really makes you consider, what would you do with an unexpected inheritance of time?
That's a good question. One that we should all ask ourselves.
And how might it change your perspective on our current society and the way we value our own limited time? And with EMC-SHT, we're left pondering this mind-bending idea that reality itself might not be perfectly logical, and that perhaps human intuition, and even our imperfections, play a crucial role in its preservation.
It's a humbling thought.
What are your thoughts on the nature of reality and the role of the unexpected in understanding it?
You know, it makes me think that maybe the universe is more like a jazz improvisation than a perfectly orchestrated symphony. There's room for spontaneity, for unexpected twists and turns, and maybe that's what makes it so beautiful and so endlessly fascinating.
These flash fiction stories truly offer just a glimpse into the endless possibilities of true tomorrows. We encourage you to delve further into these concepts, maybe explore philosophical ideas about the nature of time, or scientific theories about the fabric of the cosmos.
It's a vast universe of ideas out there, waiting to be explored.
Thank you for joining us for this week's Science Fiction Probe here on the True Tomorrows podcast. Don't forget to rate and follow the show for more captivating tales from the edges of imagination. Until our next exploration, keep contemplating the true tomorrows that await.